Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Skitty Beans, and today we are going to be watching a video about the world's ugliest monkey. I don't know what monkey this is, but we are going to see the world's ugliest monkey. So get ready. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. That would help me out a bunch. And I have the original video linked below. But yeah, let's see the world's ugliest monkey. Okay. Let's let's do this.
Three, two, one, go.
What is it? Is it this thing? I mean, it doesn't look like it's that ugly. I mean, it looks mean, but I can't say that it looks like it's like ugly, you know? It's what? These are cute. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's not ugly. Okay, that I don't. Okay, I don't. Oh, okay. That thing has like that thing came like straight out of Chernobyl. Oh, okay. Is this what we're talking about? Oh my god. Okay. But okay. This is a. Is this like a were monkey? Bruh.
And why is that bag on your head?
Why? Oh, no reason. Except you gave me the ugly.
Damn.
You know, when they say survival of the fittest, it's more like survival of if it works, it works. Because they didn't mean fit as in abs, arms, and selling supplements on Instagram. No, they mean fit as in like how good are you at staying alive long enough to make more of yourself. For example, you won't see a turtle with a Gymshark sponsorship. Yet a mobile boulder has been running the same playbook for a good 200 million years. And it's on islands where evolution really goes off one. You see, the thing is, because islands have more of a cap on how many people can be alive at once, islands have more specialist species than generalists. It's kind of like the job market. The more competitive it gets, the more DMs you get from people pushing Forex or overpriced underquality knives. So it makes sense for the oldest island in the world to have the most creatively questionable creatures on its roster. India divorced itself from the continent of Africa an estimated 150 million years ago, and then proceeded to lose custody of its love child about 60 million years after that, and Madagascar has been on its own ever since. Meaning
It's so crazy how that happened. How we all separate. Oh, kind of like that's like a unattractive. But it's crazy that we like did, you know, or not we, but like the world kind of shifted that much like this.
and then proceeded to lose custody of its love child about 60 million years after that, and Madagascar has been on its own ever since, meaning its residents have had nearly 90 million laps around the sun of character development to figure life out, which is how we ended up with the ugliest monkey in the world.
The ugliest monkey in the world. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
We ended up with the ugliest monkey in the world. Matter of fact, the first time scientists saw it, they legitimately thought it was a squirrel nature tried redrawing strictly from memory. It wasn't until about 100
Oh my god, that's so mean. Oh man.
years later that scientists realized that the eye is actually a primate, meaning this
I I
realized that the eye is actually a
Okay.
primate, meaning this dehydrated gremlin is closer to you than to any squirrel. Are those
Oh my god. It like does it have eyelids? Does it blink? Oh my.
It's not a monkey, like I said, it's actually a lemur. Although I don't blame them for taking one look at it and being confused. The eye is built like an identity crisis. It has the body of a monkey, the ears of a bat, the bushy tail of a fox, the dental plan of a rodent, and hands that would have gotten it burnt at a stake and
Oh my god, look at those hands. Oh my. Oh my god. I oh, I don't know. Like, okay, this angle is not so bad. Okay, like it really like bushy tail kind of hides the terrifying hands. The face is not so bad. Um, if you're far enough away, just don't get any closer.
the dental plan of a rodent, and hands that would have gotten it burnt at a stake in Salem. Even its name is more complicated than it needs to be. Most people say that the I's government came from the Malagasy phrase,
It does look like a koala here, though. It kind of looks like a koala. Huh. I do see the lemur, the lemur part.
in Salem. Even its name is more complicated than it needs to be. Most people say that the I's government came from the Malagasy phrase, I don't know. As in, they were so disgusted by fetal golem that they didn't even want to utter its name.
Oh my god, that's so mean. What is this called? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Yep.
No. As in, they were so disgusted by a fetal golem that they didn't even want to utter its name. Imagine being so aesthetically upsetting that the people naming you decide you're not even worth an identity. Like the name on your wiki is pretty much, I don't know, the ugly stepchild of Madagascar. Only really makes sense once you see what it does for a living. Form is function, and the II looks like animal casserole because they're specialists on steroids. Their favorite foods are the grubs that Lion King did a really good job of making actually look good. They use those huge bat ears to listen as
Okay, this picture right here is cute. But apparently they know how to do things too, so they're not totally useless. I'm hoping to hear.
Really good job of making actually look good. They use those huge bat ears to listen as they drum on pieces of wood. And once they hear a hollow spot, they use that beaver type overbite to drill through the wood. All while using that tail for balance as they do this in complete darkness. Which
that's actually really smart. And in complete darkness. That's wild. Okay, that's pretty cool.
They have to, since the II is the world's largest nocturnal primate, which is a title that really means next to nothing since they're still small enough to have to only be active when the sun goes down, and so do their chances of being put out of commission by birds of prey or the biggest op to lemur life. But being the largest means they're not the only nocturnal primates out there, and arguably, not even the ugliest, because the tarsier legitimately looks like it's having an internal mental health crisis.
I mean, he's not wrong. This is like how I feel on the inside when I go outside.
Like with the I don't know, form meets function. And this perked out primate having the biggest eyes relative to the body size of any animal means
its eyes are huge. I mean, you know, but it's like ugly cute. This one's kind of like ugly cute though. Maybe because it's little and round.
Crisis. Like with the I don't know, form meets function. And this perked out primate having the biggest eyes relative to the body size of any animal means they can take in as much light as possible. This means this pocket-sized primate can hunt in total darkness while also avoiding being snatched up and turned into calories themselves. Even though they
oh my god, that's pretty cool. But holy god, these I feel like it's making my, like, I'm sitting here and I feel like I'm like making my eyes wider looking at it. I don't know why. I don't
hunt in total darkness while also avoiding being snatched up and turned into calories themselves, even though they look fundamentally disturbed by their own existence. Maybe that's why they pull their own plugs in captivity. IIs don't have to factory reset themselves because there's plenty of people that'll do it for free. That's because I didn't mention the weirdest thing about them. IIs have 6 fingers and one of them's 3 times longer than all the others. And it also happens to be their middle finger. So when this
conveniently, it's the middle finger. That is kind of wild, though. Their hands do look like kind of like monstrous. If you were drawing a monster, you know, and then like you wanted some creepy ass monster fingers. This is good reference.
Weirdest thing about them. IIs have 6 fingers and one of them's 3 times longer than all the others. And it also happens to be their middle finger. So when this gremlin goes for groceries, it taps on trees like a Jehovah's Witness going door to door. And it's after using those never not growing teeth to invite themselves in that they use that demonic digit to scoop the grubs out. And if you've ever held an II's middle finger, you've both lived my dream and probably thought it was broken. When in fact, that finger has a ball and socket joint that essentially gives it 360 movement. Basically, the way you can move your wrist and your hand is the way this rehab chipmunk moves its finger. That finger is great for grabbing grubs, but also for another favorite.
Okay, hold on. He has to say this again. That is wild. That is crazy.
It was broken, when in fact that finger has a ball and socket joint that essentially gives it 360 movement. Basically, the way you can move your wrist and your hand is the way this rehab chipmunk moves its finger. That finger is great for grabbing.
The way you move your wrist and your hand is how he moves his finger. That is crazy. Whoa, that is, I mean, look at that thing. Huh. That's wild. This I feel like I can't make eye contact with it, and it's just a picture.
grubs, but also for another favorite pastime of theirs. That pastime being mucophagy, meaning eyes might not choose their nose, but they sure as hell pick them. And that finger's long enough to pass through the nostrils and reach all the
my
way down its
God.
throat. And despite the gag this video gave me that I'm gonna have to edit out, it's not painful for the eye, just to anyone watching. We don't really know exactly why they do this. Some scientific evidence suggests that eating it helps boost our immune system, but honestly,
no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay.
to pass through the nostrils
Look at this. Oh, no. Oh, my God. It's like scratching his brain. Live, laugh, lobotomy, bro.
reach all the way down its throat. And despite the gag this video gave me that I'm gonna have to edit out, it's not painful for the eye, just to anyone
my God.
watching. We don't really know exactly why they do this. Some scientific evidence suggests that eating it helps boost our immune system, but honestly, my search history is cursed enough. I'm really not trying to go down that rabbit hole. But you see, this is the kind of stuff only millions of years of character development in an isolated area can lead to. I mean, that's exactly how we got the ugliest frog in the world. And I know beauty's subjective, but I defy you to try and defend that. This
Oh, my God. What? This doesn't even look like it's real. That frog does not even look like it's real. And we might have to go find that video from this guy. I really like this guy. I think he's funny. I like his humor. I like how he explains things. This frog does not look real. This frog was... It looks like it's got like a wet paper bag tied to him and like all the joints. Or he's like a scarecrow frog. Or when AI goes bad.
This frog has a name that sounds like I'm trying to test guidelines, and it's found only one place in the world, in the South American Lake Titicaca, which it's named after. And it's because of where it lives that this frog looks like if Kermit ever snapped and went full Buffalo Bill. Lake, I'm not gonna say it again, is the world's highest elevated lake at 12,500 feet, where there can be only a third of the oxygen you'd expect at sea level. So because frogs can breathe through their skin, the frog's extra post-liposuction looking skin means extra surface area to absorb oxygen, which is what makes it the ultimate specialist, since the skin that lets it live up here would almost certainly get it packed up and put on a shirt anywhere else. Which is also why if you Google scrotum frog, two things will happen. You'll get this struggle toad's mugshot, and you'll end up on the same watch list as me. Unfortunately, despite looking like a grown man's hairless undercarriage, the frog with the name often gets
No, that's not what came to mind, but I also don't have that kind of plumbing, so maybe that's why I didn't think of it, but now I see it. And now I can't unsee it.
deprived from life by people using it for food and medicine. Eyes also have to worry about getting turned into past tense by people, but for almost the opposite reason. You see, I was kidding with the whole gremlin thing. I actually think they're kind of cute. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and
Okay, I agree with him. There's definitely some angles and some pictures where they don't look nearly as creepy or scary. That ballsack frog is, I can't unsee that. Like, that was kind of cute. See, like, it's kind of cute there. That's not bad.
people, but for almost the opposite reason. You see, I was kidding with the whole gremlin thing. I actually think they're kind of cute. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and according to locals, eyes don't behold in nothing. Despite being a lemur that literally identifies as a woodpecker, locals were so terrified of it that they would murk it on sight. And here's where their biggest flex becomes a curse. Because according to folktales, not only was this primate a harbinger of evil, if it ever pointed that freakish middle finger at you, you might as well lease the casket since it meant you'd be a was sooner than later.
Oh no, so they were like that. One pointed their middle finger at you, you were dead. Like you were just marked for death by this. Where's it? My little finger, little fingy. Instead, they were just using it to scratch their brains and dig out bugs. If only.
You might as well lease a casket since it meant you'd be a was sooner than later. One myth even said that if you didn't go out of your way to sign its obituary first, the eye would break into your house and relieve you from life by stabbing you through the heart in your sleep. Obviously, it's not even close to being true, but imagine being such an assault on the eyes that people decide that oxygen is wasted on you. It's the
That is a wild urban legend for an animal. Just because he has a really long middle finger. And you better go start flipping all these people off.
close to being true, but imagine being such an assault on the eyes that people decide that oxygen is wasted on you. It's the opposite of pretty privilege. It's like a disheveled disadvantage. And this homely handicap is a big reason why the eye is endangered. But another big reason
Oh,
is due to
no.
habitat loss. Because despite being in the same weight class as like a laptop, eyes are solitary and require all the space that comes with it. And while males can tolerate territory overlap, females ain't having none of that. Especially since
Oh.
eyes, like most lemurs, are female dominated. That includes ringtails, by the way. So King
That's interesting, because I always like think it's always male animals that are always have like dominance issues. But it's them girls causing all the drama. As usual, though. That's fair. That's accurate.
with it. And while males can tolerate territory overlap, females ain't having none of that. Especially since eyes, like most lemurs, are female dominated. That includes ringtails, by the way. So King Julian, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. And because we're really not that much different, males will run the most outrageous of fades for females, even resorting to levels of erection deflection by pulling males off females while they're actively mating, which is probably
Oh my god. Whoa. Okay. What? Oh my god.
because we're really not that much different, males will run the most outrageous of fades for females, even resorting to levels of erection deflection by pulling males off females while they're actively mating, which is probably
Pulling males off females while they're winking. Oh my goodness. Okay. So eyes are a little wild. They're a little wild, they're a little unhinged. Okay. I dig it.
And because we're really not that much different, males will run the most outrageous of fades for females, even resorting to levels of erection deflection by pulling males off females while they're actively mating, which is probably why male eyes will often lock into their females in the process, and they can stay stuck that way for up to an hour. This ensures
Oh. Nope. Okay. That's terrible, but I mean, I guess do what you gotta do.
that the male swimmers make it to the pool party no matter how much the competition tries to run interference.
Fair
Because
enough.
ultimately,
Get in
like
there,
I said,
bro.
eyes
Get in
aren't
there.
that much different from us. They have 2 eyes, a mouth, a desire to breed, and a pair of nipples just like we all do. Except you might not notice them because
Oh, okay. This one. Oh my god. If angry eating had a face, it would be this. 100%.
tries to run interference. Because ultimately, like I said, eyes aren't that much
See, I
different
like
from
that
us. They have 2
picture.
eyes, a mouth, a desire to breed, and a pair of
little
nipples just
teeths.
like we all do.
It's
Except you
cute.
might not notice them because nipples aren't in the neighborhood of where you'd expect them to be, since nipples
Oh.
are closer to the groin than they are to the chest. Because that honestly makes no less sense than anything else about a booger-eating, Swiss Army finger-wielding prosimian with a child lock for its junk. Well, not an actual child lock. That'd be weird. But as far as weird goes, it might not even be the ugliest primate on the planet. I say that because the Ugly Animal Preservation Society, yes, that's a real thing, had a vote on the most aesthetically displeasing animal out there, and the didn't even make the top 5. You wanna know who did?
Wow.
This guy right here,
Oh.
the mascot of
Oh. Okay. This thing looks like a little cuddly supermodel next to some of these other ones that we're seeing here.
most aesthetically displeasing animal out there, and the didn't even make the top 5. You wanna know who did? Yeah, this guy right here,
Ugh.
the mascot
Oh,
of If
God.
It Works, Then it works. Because scientists believe that a nose big enough for its own license plate and parking space is actually used to help catch a female's attention. As in, one female decided she liked the way big noses hang, and now this monkey's entire personality is a facial flesh sack that I'm probably gonna have to censor. That might be the weirdest thing about them, but it's not the only. Because Schnoz Monkey also uses raging erections as a sign of aggression and a threat. And if you don't believe me, pause this video and Google it.
Okay, we are not doing that. Just be prepared to see a red lipstick tube in a black dispenser if you know. They have like red rockets. Oh my god. This video, I don't know. Oh god. Maybe I wasn't ready for this. Maybe we should find more ugly animals though.
Oh wait, you probably won't see them in zoos, and the internet says it's because their specialized diet is too difficult to replicate. But I really think it's because no zoo wants to end up with a lawsuit because a proboscis monkey felt insecure and decided to mentally scar a child. You probably
Amen. I would agree with all of that. And I don't think anything. Oh, I don't know. Yikes.
monkey felt insecure and decided to mentally scar a child. You probably won't see one of these either, but for different reasons. The
That one's not ugly though. I mean, it's a little creepy, but I think it's cute. Monkeys kind of freak me out though, just in general.
Snub-nosed monkey is like the shadow clone of the proboscis. Instead of a massive flex on its face, it instead looks like it could unlock Voldemort's phone. These monkeys
Oh my god. That is terrible. I don't think this one's ugly though. I don't know. I'm gonna say not ugly.
Instead of a massive flex on its face, it instead looks like it could unlock Voldemort's phone. These monkeys, especially the golden snubnose, have to live in the cold, mountainous forests of Asia, and it's believed that the snubnose helps prevent it from getting frostbite. And yeah, in typical evolution fashion, the monkeys with a no-nose got to live long enough to pass it down, and the ones that didn't, well, you don't see them around for a reason. And like I said, in some cases, we're really no better than them, since black snub-nosed monkeys will actually use natural lipstick.
I mean, look at the lips on this thing though. I think there are some women who would love to have voluptuous lips like these monkeys do.
We're really no better than them, since black snub-nosed monkeys will actually use natural lipstick as a way to get attention. Except with them, it's actually the guys whose lips get the Kylie Jenner treatment, and the males with the biggest and brightest lips get the best pick of partners. Red lips are one thing, but one monkey managed to take it even further. For so long, we didn't know why the Wakari cosplay.
Oh my, okay. Okay, I don't know what this is. This is sunburned monkey, okay.
Biggest and brightest lips get the best pick of partners. Red lips are one thing, but one monkey managed to take it even further. For so long, we didn't know why the Wakari cosplays as Red Skull with a receding hairline. Turns out, just like with the snub-nose's lips and this monkey's proboscis, it's what beauty standards in nature look like.
Oh my god. Look how red it is though. It looks like a strawberry. Oh my. I mean, this is, oh, okay, we can't be nature shaming or I don't know what the other word is, but we just can't be doing that, right? Because at the end of the day, they're animals. They gotta live their life. They gotta reproduce. This is what the women want. I guess give them what they want.
Look like. Scientists now believe that the bright red color correlates to health and reproductive fitness. We know this because when a Wakari gets sick with like a malaria parasite or something, its face will get so pale it'll almost be white. So the redder in the face this crimson chip is, the healthier he looks and the more females he gets to poke. But the thing with specialist species is they usually only live in one place.
That's what its whole rest of it looks like? Oh, that is weird. Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
And they're usually also endangered. The eye is no exception. In fact, at one point we thought they straight up got discontinued back in the 1930s until we accidentally rediscovered them over 20 years later. And today there's believed to be anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 of them in stock, which is
that's not very many. 1,000 to 10,000. That's like, I mean, that's like quite the spread, but that's also not very many.
The ugliest animal in the world. So you remember how I said Nosebee over here was voted in the top 5? Well, you want to know who was number 1? It was actually the blobfish. The fish that looks like a deflated whale fetus auditioned as a piñata. But honestly, I don't think there's an animal we did dirtier than the blobfish. The streets probably didn't tell you, but this is what they're supposed to look like. It's just that their address happens to be in the bottom of the ocean. So to survive pressure that would turn any one of us into a chalk outline, the blobfish has few muscles, even fewer bones, and no swim bladder. They're basically just a pile of waterproof gelatin with eyes. And
Oh, I didn't know that about them. I mean, like, they're like ugly, but they're not like, I don't know. Yeah, it's ugly, but I don't feel like I'm like, oh God, I can't look at it ugly. So is it really that bad? Or am I just different?
Deflated whale fetus auditioned as a piñata. But honestly, I don't think there's an animal we did dirtier than the blobfish. The streets probably didn't tell you, but this is what they're supposed to look like. It's just that their address happens to be in the bottom of the ocean. So to survive pressure,
and see, like, this doesn't look so bad, but then what happens?
That would turn any one of us into a chalk outline. The blobfish has few muscles, even fewer bones, and no swim bladder. They're basically just a pile of waterproof gelatin with eyes.
Waterproof gelatin with eyes. That's kind of sad. So they like, do they not eat, or like, do they just don't do anything?
Remember the whole form is function thing? Well, if the blobfish looked more like a regular fish, it would instantly flatline and have its insides forced out of its mouth.
Oh, okay. Well, that's terrible. So then it can just withstand really deep water pressure.
regular fish, it would instantly flatline and have its insides forced out of its mouth. The problem is, when blobfish get caught in trawling nets and get pulled up, the same body that spent millions of years evolving to live in the crotch of the ocean basically falls apart in itself on land. So, yeah, we basically memed the sold the fishing corpse and called it ugly. And in their defense, if the most attractive person you know got airdropped into the blobfish's neighborhood, no amount of personality would save their face from what the water pressure would do to it. We don't know how many blobfish.
True. He has a very good point. That's true. It's not his fault that he looks like that. We should be nicer to them.
Basically memed the sold the fishing corpse and called it ugly. And in their defense, if the most attractive person you know got airdropped into the blobfish's neighborhood, no amount of personality would save their face from what the water pressure would do to it. We don't know how many blobfish are left in the world, but consensus says it's something like 400. So yeah, the blobfish.
Oh my gosh, 400? That's nothing. Oof. Damn. I mean, I guess I don't know if that's something we can do to save them.
The water pressure would do.
Maybe?
We don't know how many blobfish are left in the world, but consensus says it's something like 400. So yeah, the blobfish definitely got screwed with the whole ugliest animal title.
They did, but I kind of feel bad for him though. That's kind of mean. Like, they have all that happen to him, and they get named the ugliest. That's sad.
That dishonor definitely should have gone to this thing. It's a Damascus.
What the fuck? Huh? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
The water pressure would do to it. We don't know how many blobfish are left in the world, but consensus says it's something like 400. So yeah, the blobfish definitely got screwed with the whole ugliest animal title. That dishonor definitely should have gone to this thing. It's a Damascus goat, and like the blobfish, evolution didn't hoe this animal.
Okay, I love goats, but I do not love that one. I mean, I'm not saying I hate it. I don't think I want one of those.
We did. Thanks to selective breeding, we created a goat that looks almost cute as a baby, but then grows up into the steed of Satan.
Oh,
so
no.
basically, we
Oh no! We did this. We're to blame for this. How could we?
We pugged a goat, but these goats are incredibly valued for their milk and meat, and getting a purebred one will set you back a good $5,000 or more. Now,
Oh, wow.
this one was named the most beautiful goat in the world in 2008. So I guess the
Oh my god. Okay. Well, this whole rating system seems either it's rigged or we're not all on the same page here.
are incredibly valued for their milk and meat, and getting a purebred one will set you back a good $5,000 or more. Not only that, but this one was named the most beautiful goat in the world in 2008.
His name is Carr. Oh, yes, he is beautiful.
So I guess the moral here is no matter how rough you
Gorgeous.
might think you look, you're always going to be of value to somebody. Even
True.
if you look like you took a steel chair to the chin. And even
True.
if you look like something God made on a deadline. But
True.
that's going to do
That's me. God made me on a deadline.
always going to be of value to somebody. Even if you look like you took a steel chair to the chin. And even if you look like something God made on a deadline. But that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to check out my TikTok and Instagram for more consistent content while you're waiting for the next video. And if
Yes.
you'd like to support this incredibly
sure
questionable content
to.
beyond just subscribing, my Patreon's also going to be in the description. But as always, never feel like you have to give anything. That aside, make sure you drink water, hug your mother, be glad your lady poker doesn't have a child lock on it. And I'll see y'all in the next one.
I don't have a lady poke. Well, I don't have a lady poker, but I get what he's saying. Fair enough. Fair enough. This thing is just, after seeing the other stuff that he showed us, I don't think this is as ugly as I thought it was gonna be. It's actually kind of cute. It's actually a lot cuter than the other abominations that we saw. So, ugly frog. Ballsack frog, definitely not a fan. Those monkeys, pee-pee face monkey, not a fan. The other one with like the no-nose thing, that one was actually kind of cute. I didn't mind that one. Red-faced monkey was just a little crazy looking, but all in all, I learned a lot about things that I have never even heard of or seen. There are things I can't unsee now, but But this guy has great videos though, so be sure to give him some support. I will have his video linked below, and be sure to like and subscribe. It'll help me out a bunch, and thank you for watching with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!